Hello, my name is Matthew Finney. This is final project for CPSC 5010 spring semester 2024. For this project, we had to develop a management information system for the bookstore using the various techniques outlined in the assignment. And so I'm just going to give a quick overview of how I approach this. My main program starts out with the user interface and giving various options to the user. First, to display the catalog, which is the listing of all publications that are contained within the MIS. Second is to add a publication, and this is just adding a publication to the catalog. This isn't actually purchasing one, although I did attempt to give the option to have like a starting inventory, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. Second, option 2 is to remove publication. Again, just removing it from the catalog. Third is to purchase publication. So this is where we're adding to the inventory. Fourth is to record a sale, which is where we sell a textbook. And then fifth is to display the cash balance. And option 6 is to quit. So I will start with giving an overview of the various classes that I used. I started with the publication class, which is going to be my parent class in the class inheritance demonstration. So I have my publication class, and then beneath that I have two child classes. First is textbook, and the second is periodical. And yes, so that's the kind of like the base or the infrastructure of the program, is that it's built on this publication class with two kind of subclasses. And then we have two additional classes, the first one being the catalog, which is here. And again, I'm just showing header files here. I'll get into the implementation files shortly. The catalog, which is going to keep up with the publications that are held, that are within the that are contained or offered by the bookstore. And then after catalog, then I have the bookstore, which is what we use for managing the cash balance and the inventory and the adding the publications to and removing them from the catalog. I did have a date class as well that I never did actually implement, and you'll see when I get to the actual implementation of the program, I couldn't get it to work right. So I didn't. My intent was to try to get everything to work correctly, and then I was going to come back and add this like as another attribute using class association. But I could never get some of the functions to work, and so I didn't want to complicate it further by adding another class that I couldn't, because then if I had more bugs as a result of this, it just would have made it worse. So anyways, it's there. I didn't use it. There's the header, there's the implementation, and I spoke to that a little bit in my write-up as well. So let's move on. So what I did is the first option, or I'm sorry, the first option is to display the current catalog. I'm going to show my results. I've preloaded a couple of publications, so I'm just going to choose option 0 to display the catalog, so you can see that it does actually work correctly. I just loaded 3 textbooks, Intro to C++, Data Science for Business and Cloud Computing, and you can see it captured all of the attributes there correctly. I entered so I'm going to add another one. I just didn't want to take up a bunch of time on this video with to show adding a whole bunch of textbooks. So enter title, let's see, Python programming. Just looking at my bookshelf here. Cost, we'll say 20. Price is 75 because that's a reasonable markup for a bookstore. College is data analytics. Number of pages, I'll say 200, and enter current volume. I'm going to say that, so this would be where we would enter our starting inventory level, which I'm just defaulting to 0. And you can see it accepted that. And now if we display the catalog, there should be 4. Yep. So now you can see there's the Python programming, and it captured that correctly. So now this is where we get into some of the, well, let me demonstrate the remove publications. So let's say we decide that, oh, we don't want to actually sell the Python programming book. So let's get rid of that. And now display the catalog, and you can see it's not there anymore. So add and remove work as intended. Now let's get to the part that doesn't. If we want to purchase a publication, okay, so we have these 3 books in our system. Now we want to add actually to our inventory, so we are going to purchase the Intro to C++ book, and let's say we want to, so this message that you see now, the number of publications in Catalog 3, that's a debugging message that I put in at some point that I just didn't take out. It's not relevant. Enter the volume to purchase. Let's say we want to buy 25, and you can see that it does calculate here the purchase copies 25 for $1,250. It does calculate that correctly, but you can see this publication with title not found in catalog. That is actually coming from my find. I believe it's coming from my my find publication method, which is inside of the catalog class, or catalog or bookstore. I think it's catalog class. And it has to do with the null value check, and I worked on that and worked on that and worked on that. Could not figure out what the issue, why it's doing that. I didn't want to take out the null value check from the find publication because even though I could put it into, I did want to initially control my like my verification, like are you entering if the user enters a value that's not in the catalog, or just hits enter and it enters a null value. I wanted to control that from the main program, but I kept getting some warning messages from Visual Studio about not including that check in the actual method itself, and so I left it there. And this is what I think is causing this. So if we then run the catalog, you can see it still has it in there. And then if I try to, but it does not update the cash balance. So you can see cash balance still shows 10,000, even though we showed we had an outlay of 1,250. And the same thing goes if I do a record sale. So let's say that now I want to sell Intro to C++, and let's say I'm selling 15 of those. It comes back and says it's not found in the catalog. So I'm not sure. I literally spent like 8 hours working on this yesterday, was not able to find a solution. So let's see, I think I showed display cash balance works correctly, but the cash balance is not updated from the purchases and sales, and the quit function, of course, works just fine. So I did want to just talk for a moment about the that find publication. Yeah, it's in the catalog implementation here, and I put a note in it in my write-up about this as well. So you can see I've got a couple of messages in here where I was trying to debug it. This one and then this one. This one actually worked and is what helped me to determine that this is actually where it's coming from. And so I didn't even have to put in this null, this if-else, because if it hits that, then it would have returned it, and if not, it would have returned null. So, but again, when you look in the main program, you can see in the purchase publication, what it's doing is, I did say, enter the, where is it? Here's the find publication, and so it's for whatever, and I said here in the purchase finding the publication in the catalog. If the user enters null, then it should say, this is not found. So you're entering, you saw in the demonstration that I entered intro to C++, so not null, so it should say, it did ask me what is the volume to purchase, and I entered that, and so when you go to the, but again, in the catalog, for whatever reason, it's not finding it. It's returning a null value, even though I'm delivering a non-null title for it to find. I'm not sure what else to say about that other than I spent a heck of a lot of time trying to debug it and couldn't figure it out. Yep, so that's it. Hope you enjoy it. I think I probably could have, given another week, I probably could have gotten this to work correctly, but after spending that much time trying to debug it, it's just beyond my ability to figure out. Thank you.